The whole Marvel Legends Fantastic Four wave has arrived, but let's take a closer look at the Invisible Woman. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue looking at the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps wave. As in front of us today, we have the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, played by Vanessa Kirby in the MCU, and the movie is just a couple of weeks away now, mid-July, around about the same time as San Diego Comic-Con, and getting the figures early just whets the appetite for the film. So in the packaging, she actually looks really nice, completely pinless, double jointed elbows and knees for a female, some nice texturing. Just the likeness isn't perfect, I'm well aware, but we will take a closer look. It looks better in person, but that's why we do these reviews. Let's take a closer look in today's video. We've got the retro Fantastic Four packaging, very simple, smart, I like it. However, it would have been nice if it was a Build-A-Figure wave. Nevertheless, there we have a picture of her on the back and the side, but no cross sale or anything like that. So without further ado, let's get her open. Here we have Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, out of the packaging with her accessories, which granted are not much. Couple of interchangeable hands, and you can't see it on the white background, but I assure you her shield is here as well. And it is different compared to any previous translucent shield we have. I'll do a full comparison, but I just can't seem to find my comic Invisible Woman. I must have misplaced her, and because she's invisible, I can't seem to find her. So if anyone spots her, please let me know in the comments below. But let me move those accessories out the way and get the tape measure out, and you can see that Vanessa Kirby stands at just over 6 inches in height, which I'm absolutely fine with. And just first impressions, she's completely pinless, double jointed knees and elbows. She sort of has the same articulation scheme as we've seen on Reed Richards, same sort of texturing with the costume, but has her own unique elements as well, but still very much on theme with that retro aesthetic. Let's take a closer look. Now, unfortunately for Legends collectors, we don't seem to have much luck when it comes to Sue Storm head sculpts, especially within the comic realm. The difference here being is she is supposed to be based off an actual actress called Vanessa Kirby. Now, granted, I don't have that much of a frame for reference. I've seen her in Mission Impossible Fallout, and I've seen her in these trailers. I just don't see her likeness in this head sculpt that much. Now, I like the blue eyes, I like the blonde hair, I just don't quite like the facial expression. Like always with these figures, I think it's about angles. Like from certain angles, like see that angle where I'm leaning her back a little bit, you can definitely see Vanessa Kirby there a tiny bit, but then facing forward it looks like she's got a bit of a swollen face. So yeah, again, it's about angles, people. I can see what they attempted. It's not as bad as people are making out online, but it's not great either, so I'm not going to challenge anybody about it, but it is what it is. I'll throw up a side by side, and then you can let me know in the comments below, do you see any likeness there to Vanessa Kirby, our MCU Sue Storm? Again, not terrible, but not great. And yeah, that's our head sculpt. Taking a look at the rest of Sue, just like Reed, her head is on a disc and hinge. However, the hair sculpt draping over both shoulders, of course, will limit that. You can still get her leaning forward a little bit, head going back not so much, and then swivel. Again, it is there, it's just the hair sculpt is going to be blocking that. Otherwise, she has the same sort of design and texture. She just has the white collar. She's still got the 4 decal printed on the front with the texturing of the costume across the chest. That continues down onto the arms as well, and even across the back. Nice to see the double jointed pinless arms on a female. Arms will go past 90, bicep swivel, and then a really deep double jointed elbow. Literally can't complain at that on a female Marvel Legend. She's got the black trim on the gloves with the black on the inside, and she even has the little communicator on the wrist, just like Reed. That is a separate piece, so be careful you don't lose that when you're whipping out the hands. She's got another fisted hand on this side, and then she's got the belt to match as well. The belt is actually keyed in there as well, but you can see the cut for the swivel there at the waist. So it's swivel ball joint. So it could have been better. It could have been double ball joint, but we've got swivel ball joint instead. And she actually has a decent range on the torso. You got the tilt, You got the back and forth as well. Actually more range than Reed on her torso, which is better than some female figures. But yeah, it would have been better with double. Going down to the legs here, again, you got the same texturing down on the legs with the creases and the sculpting. You could have had a boot swivel there as well, even for a smaller boots, but no boot swivel, unfortunately. She does, thankfully, have the double jointed pinless knees, which is always great to see. Legs don't kick out as much as I would like, unfortunately. They only sort of really go that far up, so they sort of get caught there. There's no drop down hips, but she does have the thigh cut. So yeah, her articulation is pretty good for a female Marvel Legend. She's going to be able to do all the poses that we require of this Sue Storm, that's for sure. In regards to accessories, it's just a couple of interchangeable hands. So she's got one sort of flat palm that does have the hinge in it. So that's your up and down hinge. And then she also has a fisted hand. We also get a grabbing hand. So she literally has a C grip, but she has nothing to hold, but still she has a C grip. The other hand though is very much more interesting, as it is the hand to hold her shield. So this flat palm hand doesn't actually have a hinge in it. It is sculpted in that one position, but you will notice there is a hole right there on the middle of the palm, and that is because her shield actually has a peg. So the peg goes into the hole in the palm, and now she can hold her shield, and look, she can make herself invisible on my white screen. So I actually really like that element. The other shields never had a peg in. She's never had a hand that had the hole in either. So I actually really like this. So again, you can't see it on my white background, but I assure you the shield is there. It pegs into that flat palm. And what's good about this is that you actually see the hand behind the translucent shield. So it looks like she's generated that herself, and you don't have to see any pegs or anything because it's literally plugged into the palm. So I actually really like that. And again, it's hard to show you, but I assure you the other shield was different. It was smaller, first and foremost, and it never had any of these bullet holes in. Again, I need to put my hand there, don't I? So it had these, like, it's got like these bullet holes effects in it, and it goes all the way around. You can see the sort of, she's being attacked by something. They're like little ninja stars, to be honest, on this shield. Can you see it? Hopefully you can. So that's her shield, and then the other shield we had never had any of those effects on. It was all swirly, and then you had to like shove in the hand. So if you actually brought her back, and she does actually come with that other hand, don't she? So if I swap this other hand out, again, be careful you don't lose that little communicator. It nearly jumps out there. Let's put her other hand on. That does have the hinge in it, and you can actually use the old shield as well, because that just slid in, didn't it? So now you can have her with double shields if you wanted to, the old one and the new one, because she does have the two flat palm hands. One plugs in and the other one just works on the old shield. So yeah, just showing you your options, but I do think people are going to have fun with this one. I do like the new shield and the way that plugs into the arm. You cannot complain about that. So yeah, bravo, she looks good. First comparison, here we have all of our Marvel Legends Invisible Woman Sue Storms. Now I apologise as I couldn't find the fully translucent Invisible Woman. She's really hard to find, so if you find her, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise though, we have the Walgreens version, the Dan Slott version, and the recent retro card version. I always was quite fond of the Walgreens version, always been one of my favourites, but in time I think I prefer the retro carded outfit. Was just never a fan of that head sculpt either. But it's always nice to have our options and see our MCU comparison to our comic and see where the MCU took inspiration. And again, I like her retro suit. For a couple of head swaps, here we have the Vanessa Kirby head sculpt on the retro carded Sue Storm comic body. And again, that doesn't look too bad at all, does it? And then my favourite head sculpt was actually the Walgreens head sculpt. So I've put that on this MCU body. Now again, it's probably a little bit too textured for a comic display, but I'm sure some people could make it work if they wanted to. And I once again apologise, as I would show you the Invisible Woman head on this new MCU body if I could find it, but it's just really hard to find. So if you can see it, please let me know. But yeah, just pretend that it's there. Just imagine what the Invisible Woman head sculpt looks like on this movie body. And most importantly, here we have Sue Storm next to the first family of the Fantastic Four from this First Steps movie. And you can say what you want about MCU figures, you can love or you can hate them, but based off the trailer, which is what we've got so far, you cannot deny that these don't both look great and also accurate. Honestly, these look really nice together. I just hope the film is also good, because then these figures will become a lot more sought after. So get them while they're hot. And I know I say it all the time, but there is just something satisfying about completing a team in plastic. So it's great that we can have a team in one wave without trying to track down and chase down the rest of them. We can just put the team on the shelf, it can be complete, and they look nice. Continuing with some comparisons, here we have some MCU females that she may encounter during Doomsday. We've got Yelena and Shuri. Here we have Sam Wilson, Captain America, and Shang-Chi. It's only a matter of time before we get a Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom in plastic. I wonder what he looks like. Until then, we got plenty of comic versions. Here we have Doom and Silver Surfer. Here we have Charles and Logan. Now, based off the trailer, we know she is pregnant with Franklin in the movie, so maybe we will see Valeria as well in a future film. Until then, we've got Franklin and Valeria. I still want the kid versions, though, in Marvel Legends form. These are like pre-teens. We need, like, the kiddos. Couple more comic Marvel Legend comparisons. Here we have Black Widow and the Maximum Series Spider-Man. Then let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. So we have Frogman and Tigra. And then last but never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends, the Fantastic Four. First step, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. What can I say? I really like this. Now, the biggest point of criticism people had with this initially was the likeness. And I agree, the likeness isn't great, but it's not terrible either. It's not as bad as some people are making out, but I'm not going to challenge anybody who hates it. I've got it in hand and I actually don't mind it at all. She looks great with the rest of the team, which is the most important. And I like the new shield effect. I like that it ports into the hand, so it looks like the hand's generating it. And it just feels more sturdy and the articulation's nice. And I just like her design. I genuinely like this figure. And I think she looks great with the rest of the Fantastic Four. I just really hope the movie's good now so I can keep loving these figures, because you know if the movie's bad, these figures won't look as good on the shelf, that is for sure. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you in on this team? What do you think of the likeness and all of that good stuff? And if you like Marvel Legends, then you are absolutely in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please, hit that subscribe button, hit all in the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on X at Dan Who Reviews, and I will of course see you on the next one.